I swear, man, some of you people are just easily brainwashed on terminology when it comes to pro wrestling. People don't know what a squash match is. Like, I don't get it. You never look in depth on what a real squash match is. I had this idiot tell me Braun versus Omos was a squash match. I'm like, what are you talking about? I watched that match, right? Omos versus Braun. I watched that match. Omos was not squashed. Dog, that was a 50-50 big man match. Omos does not have long matches. Braun Strowman does not have long matches. So by that logic, it was not a squash match. Both guys got offense in. If anything, Omos got more offense in. Omos was the one who was controlling that match as the heel. But both guys don't have long matches. It goes against their character, which means they don't have squash matches, right? Do you know what a squash match is? Is when one of the opponents don't get no offense in, zero offense. It's either zero offense or they get one move. That's a squash match. It's 5 minutes or 2 minutes. One guy gets no offense or like one move. He gets dominated. For example, Goldberg versus Kevin Owens. Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar. That's a squash match. Now, do you get it? Omos and Braun, that was a 50-50 match. Both guys got offense in. If anything, Braun got 2 moves in. Omos controlled that match. Now, do you know what a squash match is? Brock Lesnar versus Ricochet. That's a squash match. Remember that match? Ricochet got 1 move in, which was a goddamn dropkick. That's a squash. There's no such thing as a squash match where it's 50-50 offense on both sides. Once again, why do you not know this? Or Goldberg versus Dolph Ziggler. Remember that match? That was a squash match. Or Sami Zayn versus Roman Reigns last year. That was a squash match. Sami Zayn got no offense in, and he was pinned 1, 2, 3. That's a squash. On what planet did Omos get squashed by Braun Strowman? Braun Strowman struggled in that match. So how was that a squash? It's like, you people are dumb. You don't know what a squash is. You just like to say it just to be cool. Thinking you know about wrestling when you don't know about professional wrestling. I know what a squash is. A squash, I'm gonna say it again, one last time. A squash is when one of the opponents gets no offense or like one move within a 5-minute span. For example, Kofi Kingston versus Bobby Lashley. Kofi got dominated. He got no offense in. He was dominated by Bobby Lashley. That is another example. That was a squash. Obviously, right? Okay, now I'm done.